Hello. Thank you so much for joining me for the first episode of our new 15-minute talk show, Pup Corner. My name is Riley Stefano, and I am the Recruitment Marketing Manager at Datadog. And each month, I'm going to be interviewing a few of our employees around the world to learn about the different projects they work on, the challenges they solve, the advice that they have, and so much more to give you an inside look into all things Datadog life. Today also happens to be National Intern Day, so to celebrate and shout out all the amazing interns who have contributed to Datadog's product and company over the years, I'm excited to introduce our first guest, Matt Monjarrez, a former intern turned full-time employee, and Jackie Cunningham, Datadog's tech campus recruiter. Matt and Jackie, thanks so much for joining me today. So to kick off, I would love to have you guys introduce yourselves to the audience. Tell us what you do here at Datadog, how long you've been here, and which office locations you normally work out of when we're not in this virtual world.
Sure, I can kick it off. So I'm Jackie. I head up our tech campus recruiting. I've been at Datadog for 2 years and some change. A lot of change that's happened during that time, but a really exciting time for sure. And I'm based out of our New York headquarters. Matt, hand it over to you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Matthew Monjarrez, and I was an intern here from January 2019 through July 2019. I had a lot of fun, and now I'm a software engineer here. I'm on Team AAA, which is API, Access, and Auth. And I do lots of interesting things at work every day, and I'm so happy to be here.
Awesome. Well, thank you both. And because it's National Intern Day, Matt, I would love to hear a little bit more about your experience having been a former intern. Can you talk a little bit about the different projects that you might have worked on and what that kind of whole experience was like working as an intern for the summer?
So I could still remember like that mix of nervousness and excitement that you feel on the first day at a new job. And I feel like my team was pretty amicable, and they onboarded me quickly, and they gave me lots of interesting projects, and they really knew how to push me to the edge of my comfort zone so that I would constantly be growing. They were always throwing new technologies at me. I was using new programming languages, new tooling, looking at new ways to do things, constantly getting code feedback from my peers who were always interested in seeing me succeed. And, we did a lot of interesting work together. And slowly I got given projects of larger and larger scopes. I got to, put my fingers in lots of pies here at Datadog. And yeah, it was a really awesome experience. And at the end of my internship, I was able to look back, and day by day, you don't really see the growth. But when you look at where you are compared to where you've been after an internship here, you can really see like a dramatic improvement in your engineering skills.
I love that. I love that you've experienced so much growth and that you really were able to apply everything that you had been kind of learning in school to the internship and all the projects and our own product that you really got to work in every single day. So Jackie, to kind of turn it over to you and learn a little bit more about how this intern program that we have is kind of structured, I would love to hear exactly that, how our intern program is structured, what we look for in interns such as Matt, and the even entry-level employees that we're looking to hire right into the tech world.
Awesome, definitely. So interns have been a part of the Datadog story since we were, just a couple of engineers. We have people that started as interns that are now directors that are, overseeing some of the most important part of our business. So it's really exciting for us to see people join with us and join not as an intern, but as an engineer on a team. So to echo what Matt said, you're getting responsibility and autonomy and growth opportunities and chances to impact our product and our customers in really, really substantial ways, which I think is something that feedback that we get really consistently from our interns is just how much growth that they got from that responsibility. Something that makes us a little unique is we host interns all year. So we have students that join us typically for 4 to 6 months, either through school programs that give them that time to get work experience, or just by deciding to take some time off and apply that school knowledge in a work setting. So we always have interns, which is super, super fun. In terms of what we look for, I think one thing at Datadog, we are looking for good people and good engineers. So we want that strong technical base, that enthusiasm for, the product or the space of working on something by engineers for engineers. And equally as important is just being a good human. So are you going to be someone excited to help out a team member when they need it? Are you someone that's going to crack a joke when we walk by each other in the office and keep things light and fun while also tackling really tough challenges together? So I think that's what's most important to us at the intern and new grad level.
I love that. And clearly, Matt, you had all the keys that we were kind of looking for because you were offered a full-time position, following your internship. So I would love to kind of hear a little bit from you. Do you have any advice for current interns hoping to have the same outcome after their internships this summer?
My advice would be, you're just starting in your career. You're going to make mistakes. And I think that it's important that you try to make it so that those mistakes are learning opportunities, because honestly, if you're here and you're learning as much as you can every day and you're applying yourself, you're going to notice, that you're going to start picking things up and you're going to start being a real asset to your team, because here they don't really treat you like an intern. They treat you like another full-time engineer. And as you start being able to prove yourself, which sometimes you can only do through making and fixing your own mistakes, then I think that's really part of the way that you work towards getting that offer.
I love it. So much more of that growth mindset. And it's something we so believe in here at Datadog. So flipping the coin a little bit, Jackie, with everything going on in the world today, it's a whole new experience. Grads are facing a lot of challenges in this new virtual world that we're kind of in. So what can college students really do now to prepare themselves for that next chapter, whether it be, an internship as they're before graduation or after graduation, now that they're kind of looking for that first career?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's a combination of things. I think that it's good to be following as many companies as possible and getting to know them virtually as an employer through their different events online or different, materials that they share and things like that. I think with a company like Datadog that's, business to business, you may not be a direct consumer of a product that could be a really awesome opportunity for you as a career. So doing some research to get to know those things is really important. And I know for us, someone that knows the product and has been able to use it in their own work is really awesome. And that's a really great thing to see in a candidate. When we're hiring new grads, we're not hiring someone to come in with all the answers. That's why we hire VPs. We're here to bring someone on who's excited to learn and who has a solid base, but also is going to be really driven to fill in their own holes and to be creative and continue learning. So those are things that you can work on and demonstrate even when you're remote, whether that's just playing around with new technologies and doing personal projects while you may have some extra free time at home, or other ways like that you can improve yourself and then also show us, oh, this person's super excited to continue to grow and would bring that enthusiasm to the role.
I love that so much. And obviously, any new job opportunity or internship is really a two-way street. It's not just us looking for the perfect candidate, but it's the candidate looking for the perfect next company for them. So I would love to hear from both of you. What do you love most about Datadog, and why should, candidates want to come work here for us? Matt, you want to kick us off?
I think, there's two, if I could give two answers. I think one is the people are amazing. Like I said, I feel like everyone is there for me, and I'm 1000% there to return the favor. And, really building that team cohesion helps you build a better product, I feel, because we're on the same page. We're delegating tasks efficiently. We're all there to help each other out when we run into technical roadblocks. It's important to feel like you have somewhere where you could turn to when you get stuck, especially in a field like a tech. And in addition, like I had mentioned earlier, I got to touch a lot of different technologies that I had never touched before. Before coming to Datadog, I had never used Golang. I had never used Kubernetes. It was really my first experience with distributed systems. So I got to learn a lot about something that was new to me and is important here. So that was a lot of fun.
I think there's been a very consistent theme of us talking about the people here. And that would definitely be the first thing that I highlight. I think more specifically about that, we've grown a lot, but we've really prioritized, like I said, hiring good people. So in campus recruiting, I'm working with events, I'm working with legal, I'm working with recruiting, I'm working with engineering, people all across Datadog. And whenever I'm interacting with someone new, it's just delightful. It's someone that's excited to know you as a human, that trusts you for the job that you have and the role that you have in this business, and is excited to partner. And to have that environment when you're working together with people, that you're all in it together, is really awesome to show up to every day. So that's something that I've really loved, as well as being able to grow this program. It's also a really common thing that people join us, and then what their role that they thought they were coming into becomes totally different, because things are now 3 times the size of what they were 6 months ago, or whatever it is. So in campus, it's grown a ton, and it's been really exciting to see that, and to see through the challenges and see through the opportunities, and do it with a team.
I absolutely love that. And I can absolutely echo exactly what Matt and Jackie have shared here. And just to give a little bit of my own 2 cents, I actually started at Datadog two days before quarantine kind of happened, in this new virtual world that we are now living in became the new normal and new reality. And I have just been so amazed at how kind and genuine and humble every person is that I've interacted with here at Datadog. And we've all been adjusting to this new world together, and every single person is always willing to lend a helping hand and make sure that you are well off in your career, and just know exactly what you need to do in your day-to-day to be as successful as absolutely possible. So I have one last question for you guys to kind of round us out. And I would love to hear any final advice that you have for candidates interested in applying at Datadog. And Jackie, we'll start with you this time.
Cool. So I think this is something I mentioned before a little bit, but really, getting to know us as an employer. So when the world is normal again, that means coming to events in the office. That means, interacting with our employees in event settings and things like that. Now I think that means following us on LinkedIn, on Instagram, getting a feel for how we're staying connected, how we're approaching this moment, and what we stand for. I think that's super helpful, so that you can feel confident that it would be a good place for you.
I think my advice would be to really familiarize yourself with the product, because as Jackie had mentioned earlier, we are a business to business company, which means it's kind of hard, especially if you're not in the space, to wrap your head around what Datadog is. So Datadog is free for students via the GitHub student pack. So students are able to download the product and really play around with it and see what they can do. And I think that if you do that, you'll have a better idea of what we're about, and maybe you'll find something that you're particularly interested in working on. So I feel like coming in with that kind of base could only be helpful for a candidate who wants to apply.
Awesome. Such great advice. And even just echoing Jackie's point on following us on LinkedIn and Instagram, hashtag DatadogLife is a great hashtag for you to follow on both channels. There's plenty of content that our employees are constantly sharing to give you more of the inside look into what it's actually like to work here. So Jackie and Matt, thank you both so much for joining me for the first episode of Pup Corner. I know so much now about our intern program, and I know our audience does too. And to our audience, if you're interested in learning more about interning or applying to Datadog, make sure to check out our career site at datadoghq.com/careers, or connect with Jackie and Matt on LinkedIn to follow up with any questions that you might have. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll be back next time to hear more about Datadog life around the world. Bye, everyone.